Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be talking about Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver Trey Palmer and why he became forgotten in the Bucs offense. And it's a curious question in my opinion, because yes, I know the Bucs drafted Jalen McMillan in the third round of last year's NFL draft, and they also took Emeka Egbuka in round one of this year's NFL draft, but man, Trey Palmer is a man who has been dealing with some unfortunate circumstances, in my opinion, just in terms of constantly getting pushed further and further down that depth chart. Because I look back at that 2023 season and I came away very impressed with what I saw from Palmer. I mean, he played in all 17 games, started 8 games, had 68 targets, 39 receptions, 385 receiving yards. He had 3 receiving touchdowns. I mean, goodness, even in the 2023 playoffs, he had 3 catches for 88 yards and a touchdown. Like, Trey Palmer did some fine work, in my opinion, especially for a 6th round draft pick. I was very impressed with Palmer, but then last year, in that second season, McMillan came in. He did a lot of good work, and even with the injuries of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin last year, we just didn't see Palmer used a lot. He played in 15 games, but only started 3, went from 68 targets down to 22, went from 39 receptions down to 12, went from 385 receiving yards down to 172, went from 3 receiving touchdowns down to 1. So any way you look at it, 2024 was a downgrade from what we saw in 2023. And folks, I don't see this situation getting much better when you look at the current depth chart, because Mike Evans is your wide receiver 1. Chris Godwin is your wide receiver 2. Jalen McMillan or Emeka Egbuka is going to be your wide receiver 3. Whichever one of those guys is not wide receiver 3 is going to be wide receiver 4. Who's wide receiver 5 at that point? Is it Trey Palmer? Is it going to be Sterling Shepard, who got starts and snaps over Palmer last year? Is it going to be Ryan Miller, who got starts and snaps over Palmer last year? Could it maybe even be a guy like a Cameron Johnson, who got some opportunities last year as well? It's a deep, deep wide receiver room, okay? It just is. And it's really tough to see a role for Palmer right now. I know he's been trying out as a kick returner and a punt returner and things along those lines, but the Buccaneers even drafted Tez Johnson. I completely forgot about Tez Johnson, by the way. He's going to be battling for 5th and 6th wide receiver opportunities as well as returner duties. So I'm curious as well as worried for Palmer and his role in this upcoming season, because it seems like for whatever reason, from 2024 to now, he's just been falling further and further and further down this depth chart. And I don't know if Liam Cohen had a part of that. Maybe Dave Canales liked Trey Palmer more than Liam Cohen. What's Josh Grizzard going to think? Because this is going to be Trey Palmer's 3rd different offensive coordinator in 3 years. Is that going to play a factor in how much playing time Trey Palmer gets? Is this a Todd Bowles thing? I don't know, right? But it wasn't that long ago that whenever I thought about the future of the Bucs wide receiver room, Trey Palmer was in that conversation as a guy who, hey, he showed some good stuff. Let's see what the young man can do at 6'1", 190 pounds. And maybe he still will have something in the future. He's still only 24 years old, right? You know, let's say 2 years down the line. Okay, your wide receiver room consists of, I mean, quite frankly, Trey Palmer, his contract, he only got 2 more years left on his deal. So let's say next year, right? Let's just go ahead and say 2 years down the line, maybe 3 years down the line. Your wide receiver room looks like, let's say Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are just gone. Okay, you have Emeka Egbuka, you have Jalen McMillan, you have Trey Palmer, you have Tez Johnson as your 4 wide receivers. That's a fine group, in my opinion. All those guys would be in their prime as well, and I'd be very happy about that. I would be very happy about that. I just hope that we are able to get to that point to see what Palmer can do, because I still believe in Trey Palmer and his ability as a wide receiver. I don't necessarily know 100%. I mean, I guess now you can understand why the usage rate is going to decline. I just hope that Palmer has a spot on this team going forward because I saw some good things from him in that year number 1. Felt like he didn't always get the most opportunities in year number 2, and he might have even less opportunities in year number 3. So we'll see. But what are your guys' thoughts and opinions about Trey Palmer? Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this down in the comments section below. I'd love to hear it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. And as always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now. Go Bucs.